Oh, we're rolling.
Roast is very tender. Been cooking for about 4.5 hours.
Every time the water level gets down,
I just add more water. Cold or hot, doesn't matter.
we bring it back up to about halfway up. You can see we haven't adjusted the temperature. It sits here, it cycles on and off. And when we had the lid on, you see the steam that was coming out? Or will it take a minute?
It'll probably take a minute. If the steam comes out this little
We'll
hole.
give this just a second or so. That's in. This is how the speed it cooks along the whole time. It cycles from this and then it'll cycle off for a few minutes and it'll almost not bubble at all. Then it'll come back to about this and we'll get a little bit of steam coming out around the lid, but not too much. We're really not getting any right now. But anyway, I hope you follow that. So the next thing we're going to do, since the carrots take longer, we're going to throw in these baby carrots that have been prepped up. They're just wired right out of the bag and washed off. And we are going to be putting in enough for about 3 or 4 people. If we were going to serve this whole roast, we may serve maybe 6, maybe 6. But we like to have some leftover roast meat to make burritos and various things. And there's just the 2 of us eating tonight, so we're not putting in quite as many vegetables. So the carrots are going in. Go ahead and throw them in, baby. So you're going to throw those in because they take a little bit longer to cook. About, I don't know, 5 minutes. They get a 5-minute head start or so.
Yeah.
So she got just like that. Just threw them in. They're going to get a 5-minute head start. Or so.
Celery goes next.
And then, do you want to prep that up, or do we want to stop for now and come back to after we're prepped?
Celery, you just want it where when it cooks, it's about bite-sized pieces like the carrots.
Now that may look kind of like a big piece for bite size, but by the time it cooks down, it's only going to be maybe 2/3 of that size. And we want something that we can like grab with a fork. You can always cut it with a fork on your plate if you want, because this stuff is going to be tender but crisp. And so that's about that. Okay, so we got the carrots cooking along over here. We've prepped up the celery. We've quartered the peeled potatoes lengthwise. You can see they're pretty large. And we've taken half a large onion, so it looked like that, big sucker. And we've made wedges out of it. There we go, and that's going to break up on its own. That's going to be fine. Now, we find the order is important if you want everything to be the same texture when you get done. So the carrots are in there. About a 5-minute head start on the celery, and then there'll be about a 2-minute gap or so. We'll throw in the onions, and then we're going to kind of see on that before throwing in the potatoes. Because again, if you throw them all in at once, but when your potatoes are perfect, your carrots would be too hard. And if your carrots are perfect, your potatoes would be mush. So you got to kind of separate it up a little bit. Some of it is by experience, and I don't know. Seems like some of it's luck. It does come out different a little bit all the time. So we'll pick this up again in a couple of minutes. Okay, it's been about 7 minutes and we're adding in the celery, onion, and potatoes. She said she put the slightly bigger pieces of potatoes, maybe are more submerged. You can see these are sort of sitting on top, so they'll end up cooking a little evenly. We gonna add any more liquid or no?
No.
No. So we're looking pretty good with about this much liquid bubbling along. And so the lid's gonna come back over. And now the plan is we're gonna let these go till the potatoes are tender. Anticipate being that about 5 to more like 10 minutes.
15 to 20.
Guess we're gonna let this stuff sit here about 15-20 minutes longer. So that should be about the end of this segment. So we're gonna put away some of our foods and clean up a little bit and get ready for the final segment.
Start the biscuits.
And pull out the biscuits and heat up the oven.